go. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to learn how to do makeup like this to get the final result like this, stay tuned because I'm about to help you out. I use this to wash my face. That's why it's looking really dry right now. You want to start off with a dry face. If you get prep right, the rest of the makeup will always turn out flawless. Then I'm going to go in with the Sea Breeze. I have a mirror over here, so I just want to let y'all know. And I know what you're thinking. I don't do the elastic band. Suffocate the little brain cells that I have left. So I'm not going to kill off my brain cells trying to lay a lace down. Okay? Wearing a wig for me is like a holiday. I just like hairstyles that are going to last long. Okay, and then you're going to go in with the Hydrotone. I always say wigs are the high maintenance hairstyles of any hair community. So I don't do wigs as much. It's not that I don't like them. Anyways, I'm back to the t-shirt again. I like the t-shirt because like when I wash my face, even if water does get close to my lace, the t-shirt just suck it up like it's a sponge. Yeah. You're gonna go in with whatever facial cream you use. Yeah. I went through a phase where I would like rip the label off my stuff. It's actually so soothing to rip the label off stuff, but the goal is to rip it off smoothly and cleanly. Like you don't want no extra residue. So I went through this phase of ripping labels off a lot of my products. So I can't tell y'all what this is. Okay, exactly. So routine. Then you're gonna go in with your primer and with your setting spray. You want to set, and you're like, what? So you want to set the foundation for your makeup. I'll be right back. I gotta put a shower cap on because I don't want scents for my wig. So I'll be right back. This will probably be the most expensive thing you buy. I recommend this because I've tried a lot of setting sprays, and this holds to God. Sprays are to die for. I wouldn't lead y'all to spray. I wouldn't lead y'all astray. So then you're gonna go in with the super dewy one first. Setting your primer. Now you're gonna go in with your foundation. And you're like, why set your primer? Because we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. And since I'm an oily girl, I put on a lot of powder to like lock in everything. So when I start off from like a wet base and work my way to a matte base, it turns out way better. I can't really explain it. Beauty blender, it doesn't matter which one. I typically use this one with like the flat butt because when I'm contouring, then I use this for contouring, and then like I use this flat part for putting on my foundation. But you could use it with this one as well. Like I'll put foundation on this side and then contour with like this side, or I mix and match. So it doesn't really matter. So get you a beauty blender. That's the next step. So you're gonna take your beauty blender, and it doesn't matter what setting spray you use, but I'll put the dewy one on there. And I'll put it on the back end. Okay. So once you put your setting spray on there, it'll start like rising a little bit. I've changed my foundation so many times. Like finding your foundation is like finding the right car insurance. It's not possible. I mean, it is possible, but it's just like, it takes a while. So don't feel bad. I go in with the Conceal Plus Perfect as well. This is my winter color. I have two colors. Yeah, so in the winter time, I'm fairly lighter, not too like, not a whole like, not 2 shades lighter. I'm just like a shade-ish lighter, not really, because I'm not really a full shade. And then since I go as close as I can to the lace. So you see how I'm still looking a little dewy? That's the look we're going for. And make sure you always blend your neck. Like, you don't want to be looking crazy. Finding your foundation shade, I can't really help you. It took me a while to find mine. You just have to have some real friends around you who gonna tell you like, girl, that is not your shade color. Because I used to walk around with colors that weren't my shade color, and like right now, you're probably thinking like it's not my shade color, but it's more so like your neck. So finding a color that matches your neck, because when you blend, like you're gonna blend in with your neck. But like if you have hyperpigmentation problems, I don't like, I'm bad advising when it comes to foundation. So like go to professionals for that. I love y'all, but you're gonna have to go to the professionals for them to help you with the color matching. So that's gonna really be your hardest part for your whole makeup career, finding the right foundation color. Okay, so now you're gonna go in with your concealer. I obviously did it off camera. I do the not really full triangles because I like to like whoosh, pull it out. You can do any method when it comes to concealing, truth be told. Whatever you're comfortable with, there's always a new trend. So like you can hop on any new trend. That's the fun of makeup. Like anytime you can switch it up, no matter nothing. Okay, exactly. So after I go in with my concealer, I'm gonna blend it in. So I'm gonna use this side. So I use this side for my foundation. I'm gonna use this flat side so I can get in the corners to dab it. Then I'm gonna put more setting spray on it. Setting spray is gonna be your best friend. I always do the mustache area because like when I take pictures, you're gonna learn. When you take pictures, you'll see what spots that you think you really need to go into. You do makeup, it's more so what the camera likes. It's what you like, but does the camera like it too? If the camera doesn't like it too, go back to the drawing board. That's the beauty of makeup. You can always go back to the drawing board. Yeah. So when you conceal, it's always one shade lighter than your actual skin color. That's just how you find your concealer. Concealer is not hard. Once you find your foundation, everything else is like a domino effect. Do not, when I tell you, this is what we mean beat to the, when you hear people say I'm beat to the gods, it's because like your beauty blender and you, I don't mean like you shouldn't aggressively be doing it, but you keep patting. You keep patting until it's nicely blended in. Hold on, focus. You need to keep patting until it's nicely blended in. You see how it's like now it's just like a milky color? That's why I do it dewy. Because when it's dewy, everything blends in so smoothly. See how you see this shade and then you see this shade? Like it's a whole shade lighter. You can see it next to each other right there. Like it's a whole shade lighter. That's what I mean by your concealer is always going to be a whole shade lighter. Like, my features are kind of prominent where like my cheekbones, they kind of have a natural suck in look. And then when I like don't smile, they just like my cheeks already are kind of naturally hollow, so I don't want to use liquid concealer and then like overly conceal it because then I'm gonna look like a skeleton. I don't want that. I always do a powder contour. That's just me though. I don't do my eyebrows first because when I started off with makeup, please don't mind my little mirror. It came this is a hood tutorial. The mirror came from like my highlighter. It fell out. And you thought I was gonna what? Not use it? No, I use it to do my eyebrows because I like to see what it looks like. Never do your eyebrows up close. Like always have a distance no matter where the mirror is. Like get close enough where you can see the lining of your eyebrows, but don't get too close because that's when you start making mistakes. You're basically doing your eyebrows based on how people see your eyebrows. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You're gonna go in with your Wet n Wild pencil. I like this because it's creamy, and what I do is I outline my eyebrows, but I do a like I'm mad. I act like I'm kind of mad because I want to see where my arch is. Like, you just gotta do it. You gotta in the mirror, and then like it shows you where your arch is. So right now I don't have eyebrows, but watch my Picasso skills pop out. Okay, yeah. See, I already messed up at this bottom part, but my biggest thing was doing eyebrows, then I'm contouring, and then I erase my eyebrows accidentally and I go back to the drawing board. That's why I do it during this step, because like I'm already done contouring as it pertains to like liquid stuff, so I can't really erase my eyebrows. You see where I'm getting? Okay. Okay, so I did the bottom one. Now I'm gonna do the unless you look really close. Anyways, for this part, I don't cut in all the way. Like I'll show y'all what I mean. When I do the top part, I trace as close as I can to my actual natural eyebrow. I like a natural thin, but not too thin. You see where I'm coming from? Exactly. but then I don't do it all the way in. Like I'll start right here where my eyes start instead of where my nose starts. When you're filling in, you'll see why later on when we're filling in. Like you don't want a big bulk on your, you know, you want, I like a nice little natural ombre look, but not too. You'll see where I'm getting with it. I can show you better than I can tell you. Yeah, I can show you better than I can tell you. So you hang in there with me. You hang in there with me. Trust the process. Okay, hold on. You see how like, so boom, I just and you see how I and you see like a little like, it's kind of indent, like, so natural eyebrows, right? Natural eyebrows, You see how like the arch right there where the is? Exactly. Yeah. Light to dark. So I start from the back coloring it in. Well, not really coloring because it's not no coloring sheet now. And I stop kind of by my art. Okay, so then you're gonna like, okay, so boom, you're gonna brush it all the way back, right? And then when you get to the top, you're gonna start pulling it up. Start pulling it upwards. And then you're gonna use where that like other line, like, okay, boom, you had this line, right? And then you had this line. So where this second line was on the top is where you're gonna start pulling back. From that line, you're gonna just pull it back. When you get in front of that line, you're gonna pull it up. Okay, does that make sense? I hope y'all still with me here. Okay, I hope you really sticking in. I hope it's really making sense right now. So boom. And you like, girl, that eyebrow is tremendously ugly. Hold on. Trust the process. So boom, we're gonna brush, 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 brush. Brush, brush, brush. See these two? Put it down. Put it down. But don't put it too far. I can't really tell y'all where I got my brushes because I don't even remember. I'm not gonna hold you. Then you're gonna get your foundation, okay? You're gonna go back in with your foundation, but you don't want too much foundation. So you want a flat brush. Anything that's super flat. You see? You just want anything that's flat. And you just want to put the tip. Don't be thinking dirty when I say this. You don't want the brush overly saturated. Just put the tip in. I know what you're thinking. Don't think like that. Get your head out the gutter. Get your head out the gutter. Get it out. So boom, after you do that, you're going to outline your eyebrows. This is when I just clean up all the sloppy job I did. So this one comes with skills. And you're like, how do you get such skills? You literally have to do your eyebrows almost every day. I'm not joking when I say almost every day. I used to do my makeup every day and people thought like, oh, I just didn't want to go natural. Like I was insecure, but it wasn't even that. It was just more so I was still learning makeup. So I recommend doing your makeup every day just to get the hang of it. You want that McDonald's arch. Do you see that? Arch to the gods. We like that McDonald's arch. And you're going to do the same thing, just a little bit on your brush. And you're just going to pull it out. Okay, so boom. There's this big brush, right? I don't really know the names. I'm not going to hold you. Because when it comes to makeup, don't let people tell you, oh, this brush is supposed to do this. No, that brush can do whatever you want it to do. You Picasso. It's big. You want a smaller bristle. I just pat the foundation into my skin. That's how I do it. So you're going to take the back of your spoolie and you're going to brush it out. So you're basically filling in all the parts of your brows. Eyebrows, where to know where your eyebrows should stop, your eyes. This is how I know where my brows should stop. I imagine I'm doing like a nice wing liner to my eyes. So I'll be like this, because, you know, it'll go here. And if my eyebrow is touching where my magical fake wing liner is, that eyebrow's too long. Cut it. take it back to the trash. Go back to the drawing board. No, I'm just kidding. But no, go back to the drawing board. I want to hold my masterpiece in place. I'm just using a palette to fan. Usually you can use your hand, but it doesn't matter. Treat your makeup like a paper. Imagine you're writing a paper for your school and you're not using Google Docs, so every so often you have to save it to make sure you don't lose your work. Yeah, it's the same way with makeup, except it's setting spray, okay? So every so often you put the setting spray in, no matter the order, to set your work. I love Black Radiance. I started off with Black Radiance. Like, when I say I started off, when I tell you I go through Black Radiance like crazy, that's my go-to contour. I'm so sorry. Black Radiance and me are locked. Yeah. Okay, I might dibble and dabble in other people, but I always go back to Miss Ma'am, because yeah, she'll always be the one. So I get like a brush that's kind of tilted, simply because I like going under my under eye with it. And I'm just putting powder in my eyes. I am a medium to dark. They have lights to medium, I think. So everywhere I put my lighter concealer is where I put the powder. So hold on. Stick with me there. Stick with me. And I didn't put liquid concealer here, but I put the powder concealer. Then you're going to take your contour, the dark one. So I go into the contour and I go with a flat brush, simply because I like using the sides of the flat brush. I don't really like using the flat mouth of the flat brush. I like using the sides when it comes to contouring my nose, because it makes things way easier. So then like I go back and forth with the contour and then I pull down. So after you go back and forth to get the contour on there, then you pull down. Not really an aggressive pull down, but it's like a slight pull down, right? And then you're gonna cut it right here. So you're gonna use the flat face of it and you're gonna cut it under your nose. I just cut it under my nose because like I used to just do like a elongate contour, but then in my pictures my nose just ongoing. You don't want an ongoing Squidward nose. Cut it. Always find somebody who has the same features as you, kinda the same features as you, because it makes makeup way more easier. Like way more easier. Let's just do what they do. Okay? Or if you like somebody's makeup technique, find somebody that has the same facial structure as you. Use their contouring, but use that person's method. Like if you like my method, use my method, but use somebody else contouring. Does that make sense? I hope that really makes sense. So then I'm gonna get this brush. Like if I were to use my flat face, it'll give it like a solid contour look. I want everything to be blended in, so I use this one so it's a little more loose. So I'll put it on my cheeks. So for my ears, right here to right here is where I go back and forth. Like I'll go back and forth basically under my chin bone. So it's like from ear to right here. Like this chunk is what I'm contouring. Never go all the way to your mouth. Try to cut off. Do not like have your contour blend in with your mouth. Don't do that. You're not making it all the way here. Do not make it all the way here. Stop right here. So you're back and forth under your cheekbone. I have a wig on. I always take off the headband at this point because I need my hair to blend in with my makeup. So I will contour my whole forehead. I contour a whole rainbow like, ooh, and then I stop at like my eyes. So I'll take the brush all the way behind my eyebrows and then up and then behind my eyebrows and then whoop, I'm done. And then I like giving myself a jawline. So then I'll take my brush and I go under my jaw to give it like a nice profound jawline. That's why I put the powder concealer here to ensure that when I put that darker contour, it's gonna whoop, like, oh, she got a jawline. Yeah, I do. You're gonna go back in with your setting spray. No more dewy setting spray, because unless you're trying to go for a dewy look, leave the dewy alone. It's just for the beginning. Okay, now you're gonna go back in with your setting spray because it's powder. Like you want to set the powder. Okay. Never be stingy with the setting spray, okay? Never be stingy with the setting spray. In with your loose powder. And I always get a smaller brush. So remember my concealer brush, my powder concealer brush? It's basically this one, but smaller. Yeah, just smaller. So same framework, just smaller. And a little goes a long way. So boom, I tap it in and then I tap it. I keep tapping it until there's this much, the bare minimum. Like, but that's just my preference though. I genuinely just don't like to bake. Like, I'm already edible enough. If I bake, I'm gonna burn. I'm just kidding. So I put it everywhere. I put my lighter one and then I go in and I dust it out and like brush a little bit of my eyelids just so I don't have that oily look. So you see how this one has an oily look? This one doesn't have an oily look simply because like I went in and brushed on top of it. That's if you don't have eyeshadow. That we have all that. You know makeup, you understand eyeshadow and blush are damn near the same thing. They have the same ingredients in them. So yeah, you just need a really good eyeshadow. You don't need to go buy blush. I use my Juvia's Place. This one right here. This is my go-to, the red one. I'm not even going to try to butcher the name, but I always use the red one. If I want to go for like a more natural look, I'll use this brown one. It doesn't matter what palette you use. Go get an eyeshadow palette and put the eyeshadow on the brush. I like the big fluffy brushes. I call them my powder brushes because they just remind me of the powder brushes except with hair on it, like brush hairs. So I pat it in though. So, and then I rub it in my nose. As much blush as you want on. What I do is I pat it in here and then I brush it to the sides because this is a pigmented palette. Like, you don't want to be red. So we're going to go in with our highlight. Obviously, our bigger one, our baby one. I have, as you can tell, 2 of every brush. That's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to brushes, I can't tell you what to buy because I have literally different brushes. I used to be really bad when it came to brushes. I wouldn't clean my brushes because I would throw them away. That's how like into makeup I was. I was like, I don't need to clean the brushes. I could just throw it away and get a new set. That used to be me. I don't do that anymore though. I'll clean my brushes just cause like I got into college and girl, we had to make cutbacks. I just pat it in. I pat it in right here, like kind of on top. So right here to right here. I stop right by my eye and go back up, right on your cheekbone, basically. You want to, like, if you smile, like your cheekbone's right here. You should be on your cheekbone and making your way up, but not too far up. I mean, you can do whatever you want because it's highlight. But the reason I pat it is because you can't see the highlight. Like, yeah, you can see the highlight, but it's not like sharp. If you like go back and forth, it'll leave a sharp highlight. That's a big mistake I used to make when I started makeup. I would just go back and forth. And because I went back and forth, like in all my pictures, you would see like this bright highlight, like bright highlight. It looks so cringy. And then I go in with my nose, but since I have like kind of a point to my nose, I literally bare minimum, you just want to put it on the tip of your nose, and I go back and forth, side to side, up and down, side to side. Bam. And then I might stroke it up. And this part's fairly easy. You're going to outline your lips. I have big lips, so I don't go over my lip rim. You can if you want. My lips are just naturally big, so I don't need to like overly do it. I just outline my natural lips. Okay. So you're going to look like this. Like, girl. Sorry, y'all. And then you're gonna take You're gonna take your brush. You're gonna take a little bit of Vaseline. Like, you see how you can barely see it. You see how you can barely see it? You want the littlest Vaseline ever. The littlest amount of Vaseline ever. I usually put it on the back, and then I use the brush and I'll like rub it in. You can barely see it because the Vaseline's there. You see it? You just want a little amount, and you just want to rub it in your brush and do the like flipping. Just flip it back and forth because you just want the brush to absorb the Vaseline. And then you're gonna go on your lips, and you're gonna do this little by little. Do not rush the process. Like, you're just gonna pull it down. You're just pulling down, doing little strokes. I don't know if I want to go with a big look or a natural look. Let's do natural. We'll do natural today. Always keep your lashes in the case. I wear out my lashes. Like, I'm not the type to go get lashes right away. No. I love a good reusable set. And I use the hair bond glue. I don't care. I don't need nobody in the comments like, you shouldn't be using that. I don't care. It gets the job done each and every time. I just put it as close as I can to my natural lashes. And once I set the middle piece in, then I go in and I lift the side pieces. And then I press it down. And then you see how like this piece is hanging? So then I go in and I like put it where I want it. Your main focus should always be the side pieces because those will be quick to lift. Do not pay attention to the middle. Like, once you stick it on the middle, go fix the side pieces. When you put your lashes on, please, for the sake of heaven, do not put too much glue on. Like, do not drench it in glue. When you put the lashes on, you really just want to put glue where this rim is. Can y'all see? Hopefully you can see on this white paper. Do you see the line? You want to just put it on the rim. Okay? And very little. Do not pack the glue on to make your lash heavy. Because then you're just going to have a whole bunch of glue on your lash itself. Don't do that. Like, always press your lash on and do this. If you're doing this and it doesn't move, you're good to go. If it starts shaking and it looks wobbly, take it off. Go back to the drawing board. Trust me, even experts who've been doing lashes for years still got to do it like multiple times. Okay, so don't think just because you're a beginner, like, oh, it's gonna, no. Okay, take your time and be patient with yourself, especially if you're a beginner. Like, don't get frustrated with yourself. Nobody learned this overnight. Okay. So let me go back to the drawing board with this lash and I'll be back. After this, you're gonna go in with your mascara. I have the BB mascara, but quite frankly, I'm not crazy about her. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's not really, it doesn't really put mascara on. Like, I don't know why I decided to buy it. I was running out of mascara and I just thought like, oh, okay, this one might work. No, it doesn't. It's really runny. So I'm going to put what I used to use, like what I would highly recommend as it pertains to cheap, affordable mascara. Do not grab this BB mascara thinking like, oh, it's going to do its due diligence. It's not. To finish off your masterpiece, you're going to spray this. And you're like, damn, girl, again? Yeah, again. Got to make sure it lasts. Okay. Now I'm going to curl my hair and come back. Okay, so this is the final result. Thanks for watching.